So lately, have you been feeling like your money just isn't going as far as you once thought it was? Well, it's not you. Retailers are actually finding sneaky ways to raise prices on a lot of goods. And this is causing millions and millions of Americans to become absolutely frustrated with just going to the store. But look at this. It says shoppers are spotting sneakflation and changing their habits. We've seen this time and time again, where previously we saw inflation and then retailers said, no, we're not raising prices. Yeah, you are. That cup of the table, the clothes, the food, everything becoming more expensive. Well, then they went into shrinkflation. They were changing the sizes of some of the products. Now they're going to sneakflation. I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but just look at this. These are some examples of shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation's not being talked about enough. We've gotten to a point where not only things are like quadruple the price, but they're also giving us half the product.
Those are Tic Tacs. Look at that. Look at all the Tic Tacs that are missing.
They try to hide it in the most like small, minute ways, but you can always tell. Even if they're just skimming a little bit off the top, they'll do anything to make that extra little bit of profit.
Just think about
Even
this.
fast food has cut back so much on the top. They'll do anything.
How difficult is it to stack, 2 cans of peanut butter on top of each other when one of them has this big hollowed out section on the bottom?
A little bit of profit. Even fast food has cut back so much. I can eat an entire McDonald's cheeseburger in one bite if I really wanted to. Not just the size or the quantity of things, it's also the quality. Restaurants, grocery stores, fast food places, it doesn't matter. Things taste different to me. Vegetables, meat, fruit, everything. There's something about it that just tastes off. Like chicken and beef. It's just disrespectful at this point.
Yeah. Look at the box. Look at the size of the bag. It's crazy. But that's exactly what we've been seeing. These are just some examples of shrinkflation. Now, I want to show you something, okay? Look at this right here. It says sneakflation. How Trump's tariffs are gradually raising costs for American consumers. Tariffs are raising costs, but they're raising costs not necessarily to the consumer because the stores, the retailers, the suppliers can take on those costs. But the reason why it's becoming an issue is because some of these stores are pushing over the increases to you. But look at this. I want to play this clip for you. Look at this right here.
Sneakflation has arrived.
Sneakflation. You'll remember its cousin, shrinkflation, where bags are smaller but the price stays the same.
I have just been victimized by shrinkflation, and I'm pretty mad about it.
But sneakflation is a tactic where companies find subtle ways to pass on their costs without changing the listed price.
I got in the latest order of my toilet paper. The rolls are way smaller, the paper's way thinner, the quality has gone way downhill.
So I'll step in really quick right there. The quality of the paper is diminished, okay? The quality of the product is just completely different. That is one of the ways that companies are sneaking in these changes, is they're changing the way that the product feels, the materials that they're using. We're actually seeing this in cars as well, where they're changing the material to make it less expensive to manufacture. We're seeing this in clothing as well. Even, and here's an interesting part, even in housing, even in real estate, they're changing what they use to build the home. They're making it look like it's luxury, but really it's fake. Let's keep listening though.
Do you think they've changed the price on them though?
Like lowering the quality of the product, shortening return windows, and ending free shipping. But consumers are noticing the hidden prices and pressing pause on their spending. In a recent survey of online shoppers, more than 30% of respondents delayed purchases due to uncertainty over prices.
I want to step in really quick. One of the other things we've seen, especially regarding credit cards, is some credit card companies are not providing you with the benefits that they once did. You're not getting the full cash back, or even those cashback cards or the miles cards. You're not getting as many miles. The miles aren't being, let's say it was Alaska, and instead of it costing 25,000 miles to fly somewhere, now it's 35,000. It's going up. But at the same time, some of these other credit card companies are taking away some of the benefits. And so again, you're paying for something, you're just not getting the full benefit.
A new Federal Trade Commission rule went into effect back in May, cracking down on tactics used to hide total prices from consumers, like adding hidden fees. And with inflation rates likely to keep increasing over the next few months, experts anticipate businesses will find new, sneakier ways to pass the costs of tariffs onto consumers.
Just go back to the basics of being a shopper, being a good bargain hunter. You really have to sit there and look again, who has the lowest price, and is this actually a bargain?
Okay, so what are the other sneaky tactics that?
And before we listen to some of the sneaky tactics of sneakflation here, and I'm gonna go over a couple in a moment, I want you to put in the comment section, what are some of the sneaky ways you have had to pay money? Let me know down in the comment section. Let's listen to this.
We should look out for.
You might have to pay more, have a bigger order size to qualify for free or overnight shipping. So look at that. Those order sizes are going to get bigger and bigger. Overnight shipping might not be just guaranteed here. You might have a longer return window, so or shorter return window. So that means that you got to return something right away. You might see restocking fees. There will be ways that companies are trying to recoup their higher costs, passing it on to you in some fewer perks, really, in the shopping experience.
And a lot of diming.
And a lot of people are really addicted to the free shipping, so I really watch that there, and watch for higher shipping costs too. One of our colleagues bought something from UPS and found this big extra shipping costs on it, and that was basically passing an import tariff, on to the shopper.
Okay, there you go. Now, what I think is interesting, because somebody said it, even restaurants. So recently, I went to a restaurant, great restaurant, doesn't matter which one it was. It was more of a local restaurant, but on the thing it said free refill. Okay, free refill, great, perfect. I always, whenever I go to a restaurant, always make sure whatever beverage I'm gonna get, it has free refills. Okay, here's my mistake. I was thinking it was free refills. It wasn't. It was free refill. One. I ended up getting, I think 3 or 4, refills. I think 3 refills, 4 total drinks. I had to pay for the other 2. Okay, you buy one, you get 1 free refill. Anything after that, got to pay for. Each one you pay for. Okay, I didn't know that. That's a sneaky way the restaurant is getting more money out of the customer, is by charging them for a free refill, getting a free refill, and then it's like, okay, now you got to pay. And you pay for every single one of those refills, the full price. So I got 4 drinks total. I paid for 1, got a free refill, paid for the other 2, paid for 3 total. It would have made more sense. I buy 2 drinks, and I get 2 free refills. So I pay for 2 drinks, and yet I get 4 drinks total, instead of paying for 1, and I pretty much paid for 3, and I got 4. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, here's another one of my personal experiences of sneakflation. Here in Washington State, in most cases, you have to pay for a bag. You go to a grocery store, got to pay for a bag. It costs 8 cents a bag, normally. Went to a certain grocery store, and they were charging 25 cents a bag. Didn't think of it, didn't ask. They asked, do you want bags? Yes, I do. I was going grocery shopping and needed some bags. Didn't have anything in the cart, needed some bags. Perfect. Okay. Ended up getting 8 bags. They charged me 25 cents for each one of them. Not a huge deal, okay? You pay, what it was, $2. Not a huge problem. But again, a sneaky way they're trying to put a little more money into their pocket by charging additional 17 cents a bag. Crazy, but it happened. Here's another one. I'm going to read you this comment. This person says, and I quote, "Have you ever been filling your online shopping cart with items just to find out that the price on the sales page isn't the same as the price on the checkout page?" Well, I have, and it is frustrating. It is frustrating to say the least. I was buying clothes for my daughter for back to school, and my total on the shopping cart came to $244.92. More than I wanted to pay, but also I did buy a lot of stuff. I went to the checkout knowing that taxes would eventually be included. Guess what? Free shipping didn't start till I reached $250. Now, My guess is this is free expedited shipping, but I don't know. It says normally free shipping starts at $100 for the site, so that was upsetting at first, but shipping was only $15. Then I noticed that the shipment date is more than a month out. That was upsetting as I didn't want to pay $49 for expedited shipping. Then they factored in taxes and, to my surprise, a warehouse packing fee of $9.99. But what really made me mad was the price of my items. Everything was more expensive at checkout, and the true price of the clothes wasn't $244.92, but $274.68. So I now have to pay more, but good news, I get free shipping. This is, yes, a sneaky way, and we've seen it before. You see it all the time on like Shopify sites, drop shipping sites. You see it quite a bit, where one of the tactics is you get a free product. Okay, get this free product today. Perfect, absolutely free. Get a free book, but the free book costs $9.99 to ship. The book only costs X amount of dollars to produce. The shipping's gonna cost you like $4. Every single free book that you give away and you charge $9.99 to ship, you actually make like $2 to $3. It's a great tactic. I've used it before, and it works. Okay, it honestly works. You see this all the time with get a free necklace, get a free bracelet, get a free pair of shoes. Oh, you only have to pay the $12.97 for shipping. Okay, perfect. Still, you get a free pair of shoes. You just have to pay for shipping. All right. The crazy part about this is it works. It's a sneaky tactic, but it works. This is why retailers are using it, because it works. The American people are still going to pay the shipping because they know, well, things aren't free. I still got to pay for it. So they do. Here's the problem. Retailers are finding what consumers are willing to pay for, and they're pushing that limit. And as they push the limit, they find other thresholds that, okay, I can do this, I can do that. I can charge for this, I can charge for that. And then you get nickel and dime to death. That's essentially what's happening. But again, I want to know your thoughts and I want to know your experiences. Where have you seen sneakflation recently? I'm curious because for me personally, I am always looking for it, trying to figure out how are retailers, whether it's actual brick and mortar stores or online e-commerce stores, how are they trying to maximize every single customer so that they can get the most profit out of them? I'm curious, what are you seeing? And if you don't want to name the stores, that's perfectly fine. But what have you seen recently that is causing you to think, they're trying to take more money from me in this sneaky way? Let me know down in the comment section below.